My boyfriend wants my daughter to call him daddy. My ex Dean, 30, and I, 27, share 50-50 custody of my 6-year-old daughter named Santina. We broke up about 2 years ago on mutual terms, and are pretty good friends now. Even though my ex and I are no longer together, he is a great dad to co-parent with, and he absolutely adores Santina. She is the apple of his eye, and she adores him equally as much. I have been seeing someone new, Aiden, 29, for the past 8 months. He's been very good to me, and I enjoy his presence a lot. We have not said I love you yet, but I can see it happening very soon. When we first met I made it clear that I had my daughter 50% of the time and that her father was very active in her life. Aiden was fine with this, and we got very close very fast. A couple of days ago I went to pick Santina up from Dean's house, and Dean asked to speak with me privately before we left. He seemed pretty mad, which is very unusual for him. He told me that Santina had asked him if he really loved her or not. He told her that he does love her, more than anyone, and wanted to know why she asked to begin with. She then revealed to him that Aiden had been pressuring her to call him daddy for the past few weeks without my knowledge, and that she should stop calling Dean daddy because Dean left us, which meant that he didn't love her as much as Aiden did. I was absolutely astounded and pretty furious. I told him I had no knowledge of this, but I would absolutely get to the bottom of it. On the way back to my house, I told Santina that I overheard Aiden asking her to call him daddy. I didn't want her to think Dean had betrayed her trust by telling me, and asked her how she felt about it. She said it made her mad because she already had a dad and didn't want another one, and that she was upset with Aiden for saying her daddy didn't love her because her daddy did love her. I reassured her that her dad did in fact love her more than anything on this planet, and that I would get Aiden to stop. She seemed visibly relieved. I tried to keep my face from revealing the pure rage I felt inside, because I didn't want her to think I was mad at her. Later that night, after Santina went to bed, I called Aiden to tell him he needed to come over to talk, and that it was very important. When he got to my house, I asked him in what world it's okay to tell my 6-year-old that her dad didn't love her and why he would tell her to call him daddy when she already has a very good one. He didn't skip a beat saying that Santina needed parents who were together, that he loved her and I both. First time he's ever said this, and he spent enough time and money with her that he should be allowed to help parent her. Therefore, if he was going to parent her, he wanted to be called daddy and wanted Dean to only see Santina on the weekends. I was absolutely floored. I asked why he didn't speak to me about all this first before he decided to go ahead and do this. He said that she was young enough to teach her to call him daddy, and wanted to surprise me by her having her call him daddy, without me knowing he coached her. Basically as if she had just called him that all on her own. I angrily shut all that down immediately, saying that he was just my boyfriend. He has no place expecting to be my daughter's father. He's way out of line, and I needed some space from him. I asked him to leave. He started yelling, saying that I was being absolutely unreasonable. That any woman would be happy to know that their boyfriend wanted to love and be a dad to her child. That I'm being a jerk depriving my daughter from having a relationship with him. That he would be a way better father than Dean. When he said that, I absolutely snapped. I told him there is no better father for my daughter than Dean. He is a great man, and a great father, and that if he ever talks about Dean like that again, then we are through. He then accused me of still being in love with Dean. I told him to get out or I would call the police to have him escorted off my property. I am just totally flabbergasted and I'm trying to figure how I could have missed Aiden being absolutely insane, because only insane people think this way. And I felt pretty confident that I was in the right, until today when I received multiple messages and phone calls from his friends and family. One called me a moron for not accepting Aiden as Santina's father, since her real father was a deadbeat by not paying child support. I never wanted any. Another said that I shouldn't have defended Dean so much because it makes look bad. His mother texted me and said that children should have parents who are together and that I should apologize to Aiden. His dad said that I was lucky that Aiden even wanted to be with someone who had a child and to be grateful that he wants to be Santina's father. I sent Aiden a text to call off his family and friends and that I want to take a break from him for a while. Now he's blowing my phone up telling me to think about what's best for Santina, and that he loves us both and would die if he lost us. Who is this man I've been dating? Did I jump into a parallel universe or something? Am I crazy for having reacted this way? Why is he so obsessed with my daughter calling him daddy? I've already called Dean and asked if we could stay with him for a few days because I didn't feel safe here and he agreed. We're leaving to go in the morning. What do I do here? I do really care for Aiden. Even my mom said that I blew this whole thing out of proportion and that I shouldn't break up with him for a little mistake. Do I sound crazy? I need some advice on what to do moving forward. Thank you in advance.